Hello friends, and welcome to another Pauper League. We are returning to mostly Rakdos today. This is a deck that I've had some success with and very much enjoyed my time with it. So we're going to be playing it with the new edition of Blood Fountain. This is a 1-mana artifact that we've seen quite a bit of in Affinity, and I think that it does fairly well in this deck as well. We're actually able to utilize the blood tokens to discard extra land drops, or during the early game, maybe discard a boarding party to find a land, and we can return the boarding party to our hand later with the final paragraph of text of the Blood Fountain. Returns up to 2 target creatures from your graveyard to your hand. And I think that that could potentially be very strong in this deck, where on the opponent's end step we can return, a pair of boarding parties and start to party hard. This deck, unlike the last one, does have a little more difficulty producing green mana. Not running the Bonder's Ornament or the Chromatic Star, so we have to be able to wildfire ourselves a forest or just find the Slagwoods Bridge. But we do have a bit of search for the mana, and we also have some treasure tokens to be able to make green mana, so it's definitely possible to be able to cast our Marauders. Yeah, this looks fine. A little bit on the slow side, but we've got a turn 2 play, and we are on the play. Ooh, nice island. Alright, they're starting with Delver of Secrets, so they're going to be getting some damage in pretty quickly. We found our big mana spells here, looking for Wildfire to ramp us. They reveal Preordain, and they're going to immediately cast it. So they're not going to have much in the way of counter magic here, so we might go Dispute Bridge, draw 3 cards. And maybe, if we're lucky, we'll draw Galvanic Blast here, way to get rid of the insect. There it is. Alright. Clock has been taken off the table. Oh, they got another one. I've got a hair on my tongue. So we could go vampires here, but they have counter magic up. I think I'm just going to play a Wellspring. Cast down. Oh, I like the cast down. I'm going to play Vault of Whispers, pass. Maybe I'll get a chance to cast down their Delver on their upkeep or something. And then next turn we can start partying. So they reveal Preordain. It's no difference letting them draw that. Try and cast down the insect now with the Preordain on the stack. So they need Counterspell for this. I guess, no, Force Spike isn't going to work. Alright, so they do choose to Counterspell this, which means they're tapped out. I mean, tapped out. They could draw a land, play it, but one land is going to have a hard time countering a boarding party. Oh man, if they have Force Spike for boarding party, it's going to be embarrassing. I guess we could Bleak Coven Vampires first. Gain some life. No blocks. Alright, so they got double counterspell up now. Let's start with a boarding party. Crimson Fleet Commodore. A little bit risky with the Insectile Aberration. We're going to be probably trading the Monarch back and forth. Oh, it resolved. Wasn't really expecting that, to be honest. Was expecting another counterspell. Alright, on their upkeep, I'm going to Galv Blast the Insect. Don't even need to. They just had a garbage hand, it seems. So they didn't really have too many fairies. We'll bring in the Pyroblasts, take out the Krark-Clan Shamans. Like, if this was a Faeries matchup, they probably have a bunch of Fairies, they just didn't draw them, right? Like, what else are you going to be playing in Mono Blue Devotion besides Fairies? Let me take a quick look at their old list here. This is from 6 days ago. Fairy Miscreant, Fairy Seer, Spellstutter Sprite. Yeah, they just didn't get those Fairies. What did they have in hand? Like a bunch of Snaps and Mutagenic Growths? Alright, so we gotta take 2 cards out. Actually, I think I would like to take out the Crimson Fleet Commodores. With the opponent having so many flying creatures, they're going to be able to take the Monarch without too much difficulty. So if I just take the Monarch off the table, they don't have access to a Monarch card. So we just won't fight over the Monarch, and I'm going to have more card advantage than them. We could bring in Reaping the Graves. I think Reaping is a little bit better against the Izzet and Dimir versions. Like, we have Blood Fountain to return the cards that they counter. Well, this is an obvious mulligan. Not great, not great. I think we can keep it, though. We have a turn 2 Chainer's Edict. And Blood Fountain, almost by itself, is good for the Bleak Coven Vampires. We can maybe just get rid of the Forest. Maybe we get rid of the Bleak Coven Vampires because it's so far away, and I don't want to lose a land. We'll redraw a threat or something to play later. Alright, I'll take the stop off their upkeep. Yeah, there's the fairy. So if they ninja, we can Edict the ninja. They only got 1 card out of it. Still pretty good. Alright, so they're holding up Spellstutter Sprite here for a 2-drop so they can counter our Wellspring. That's unfortunate. We'll hold up a Galv Blast. I mean, we don't have one, but we can represent one. And we managed to get the Wellspring to stick. Very nice. Let's just pass back here. Another ninja here would be pretty brutal. Okay, no ninja. So I'm thinking I'll probably play the Ardent Elementalist, get the Edict back in my hand. Don't need the forest yet. Alright, so get a counterspell out of them, or maybe a force spike. Nope, blue elemental blast. So many counterspells. So opponent preordains, one top, one bottom, and now they have a Delver of Secrets. This would be nice timing for a Suffocating Fumes. Cast down. Well, if we cast down, it could be countered by a fairy, but we could potentially Deadly Dispute in response and find something. If we Deadly Dispute first and they cast Fairy, then we can cast down the Fairy and resolve our spell. That seems pretty good. Okay, we'll let the Fairy resolve. I want to kill the Fairy itself. Okay, we get a boarding party. I think we'll just play the Slagwoods Bridge here and party next turn. If this flips, they're putting us under some pressure here. So we're going to want to find some vampires to relieve the pressure. If possible. Oh, they have Ninja. So take 5, they draw a card. And they get to hold up Counterspell here. Seems good. Galvanic Blast, not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if they counter this, maybe we can get the just a Blood Fountain. Maybe we can kill the Ninja. Unfortunately, the insect is clocking us pretty hard, but we had to get rid of the Ninja there. So we can Blood Fountain, return the Elementalist and the boarding party, but that's still just so slow. I think that we need, I don't know. This is going to be tough to come back from this one. Chainer's Edict. Maybe if we can draw Suffocating Fumes, we can get rid of their board here. Bleak Coven. Oh, that's a pretty good one. Give us a little bit of breathing room. That's right, I already used my treasure. I don't have an extra mana sitting around. They do hit the flip. So this is a 2-turn clock, even after the Bleak Coven vampires. Opponent's really lucky with their insect flips, their Delver flips. So let's see here. Ponder was not shuffle. So if both of our spells resolve, we can get them down to, we can go down to 1. And then return a creature to our hand, maybe. But if they have Counterspell or Spellstutter Sprite, we're dead. Alright, so we go to their upkeep, and then we cast the Galvanic Blast. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, if they have counter magic for this, we're dead. Two lands, Cleansing Wildfire on the play, we'll keep this. And the Pyroblast is quite nice. Just gotta hope they don't have Force Spike for the Cleansing Wildfire. Oh, that's right. Sorry about that, opponent. We should have taken the Fangren Marauder out. Alright, no Force Spike to worry about. I guess we could Edict the Faeries here, but I really want this Cleansing Wildfire to resolve. If they have a Ninja, we'll have to deal with that later. Let's go get a swamp. Any ninjas? No ninjas. Okay. We could Chainer's Edict, and then if they have a Spell Stutter Sprite, we get to Pyroblast it. It's not great, but I do want to play some spells. And this means we're no longer under pressure from the ninja. We have plenty of removal to cast into their other spells here. Just need to draw some lands for boarding party. Let's go. Alright, nothing to target our removal on. Let's hope we draw a land or a spell we can cast. Okay, we get a land. Perfect. With like an untapped land, so Great Furnace, Swamp, Forest, Mountain, Vault of Whispers, another Darksteel Citadel. Those are all good draws. Thank you, deck. The Blood Fountains haven't felt too good casting into. They just get to Spell Stutter Sprite, counter the Blood Fountain, and then counterspell the boarding party. Seems pretty good. Now we're tapped out, can't remove their Sprite. Yeah, that was an unfortunate hit. Unfortunate for us, but fortunate for the opponent. Alright. Still no ninjas. Hey, Morgancorn! Yeah, it's been a little while. Thanks a lot for the support, and thanks for coming back, my friend. Cheers. Alright, I'm going to start out with a Chainer's Edict. See if we can pull some cards out of their hand. So that we can get this Cleansing Wildfire to resolve. Let's see here. We've got a lot of red. We don't really need green. We'll get a swamp. Get a Galvanic Blast to hand. And we'll just pass back. Got a little bit burnt out watching Magic and being unable to play it with the lockdowns. Sorry to hear the lockdowns have been keeping you down. Kind of sucks. Yeah, things are looking up. We had GP Vegas a little while ago. What was it? Eyelash TV actually did a bunch of broadcasting, a bunch of streaming during the GP, which is really cool. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So we could cast Chainer's Edict from Graveyard, but if they have Counterspell, then we don't have an extra spell to kill the ninja. So I think I'm going to cast Chainer's Edict from hand here. And this way, if they counterspell it, then we can just Galv Blast. I think I want to keep the cast down as a potential way to kill another creature that isn't going to get hit by Spellstutter Sprite. I'll put the Gathering back into Magic. Nice. Surprisingly, HSA got top 8. Sadly made the mistake by not seeing the O3 crab. Ah, the crabs! Gotta watch out for the crabs. Gellerum, thanks for the follow, friend. If we had got one of those, if we had got the Blood Fountain to resolve, we'd be in such a good position now. Being able to potentially, like, return Boarding Party. We still got a pretty good position, I think. I think we let that resolve, and then if they try to ninja with it, we kill the ninja. Oh wow, how long I've been showing my face? That does say that you've been away for a while. Okay, so opponent actually concedes with Delver on the stack. That's fine by me. So let's see here. Our opponent is mulliganing. We've got a 2-land hand with a pair of Cleansing Wildfire. I like this hand quite a bit. We're going to keep it. The forest is a little bit awkward, but we're going to be able to hopefully get some better basics with these Wildfires. Yeah, thanks, Corn. Oh no, we're playing against Heroic. Well, we got cast down, so maybe we'll be able to make a play. Oh, the Edict, what a good draw. I love having Edicts in this deck. Let's go. Aina Umbra, sure. So, Chainer's Edict looking pretty good. As long as they don't cast another creature here. Damn, Cartouche. That gives them a creature, so we're going to have to wait a moment on trying to kill their Trailblazer. Which means we're going to be taking a bunch of damage. Methodical 1 with Mono White Heroic. And top 8 consists of 6 Affinity decks. You really got to be playing to beat Affinity in the current meta. Alright, we're just going to... I think we just go ahead and Cleansing Wildfire here. Like, we could cast down the Warrior token, but like I'm hoping to get a double removal spell going next turn. And if we're going to be like in this game, we need to be ramping. This is what our deck does. Untap land? Not quite. Alright, we got 1 turn to draw untap land. So, pass back. We need Swamp, Mountain, Forest, Darksteel Citadel, Vault of Whispers, or Great Forge. Off the top. And for them not to play another cartouche or creature. Cast down before ramping might have been the right play. Getting pretty greedy here. Okay. It didn't matter. We are dead. This is just going to kill us. Do we have a blocker? We don't have a blocker even. Alright, we did nothing. Let's bring in Serene Heart. Take out Fangren, bring in Krark-Clan. I don't know if the Blood Fountain's very good in this matchup. I don't know, like I guess the Blood token is okay. I like Suffocating Fumes, maybe we'll just have 1 Blood Fountain. Good enough. Got a turn 2 Edict on the play is really good. And then we'll play Cleansing Wildfire instead. No, definitely killing that. Okay, Crone Skyguard. Land? Get a bridge. Oh, that's so awkward. Because I want to Galv Blast that, but then we can't really do anything else with our turn. I'm just wondering if I wait on the Galv Blast. That's pretty risky. If we wait on the Galv Blast, they could play land, play Aura, and then respond with our Galv Blast by giving it protection from red. I think we just have to go in on it. It would have been pretty nice to have Galv Blast up there. Get a boarding party, that's no good. Got a bunch of red mana, let's get another swamp. Get a cast down. Oh, cast down is perfect. Alright, pass. Got Galv Blast to take out something, and then we can cast this down. Probably just don't even cast the Galv Blast. Alright, no Umbra, no Umbra, no Umbra. Let's get rid of it. Use our mana. Alright, I'm just gonna kill this right now. Oh no, do they have... Ah, they're playing Blessing. Damn it. Okay. That's brutal. Turn 5, we're a ramp deck. We have 4 lands in play. Not the way to win. Ethereal Armor. Brutal. Looks like we got one more chance to draw cast down. Let's see. Cast down off the top. Deadly Dispute. Alright, well. Let's draw 3 cards. 2 more. Do not find it. We got one more draw with Wellspring. Last try. Find a cast down. Galv Blast is not the way. It's not going to take care of that. GG's. Ooh, this is an ugly hand. This one's, at least we got some cards we can play. We'll keep this, get rid of 1 Blood Fountain. So opponent is keeping their 7. We'll start with a fountain. Next turn we'll have Metalcraft easy. Seems like our opponent is a little bit on the slow side here. There could be a lot of reasons for that. Alright. Maybe they just weren't paying attention for the first moments. Could be like double... usually MTG bot tells me if they're double queuing. Maybe they got something else on the go. Some people, when they're playing Modo, they'll have other things that they're doing, and they'll just Alt-Tab, change windows. I had this one match last week when I was playing Affinity where the opponent was just lagging heavily. I think they disconnected maybe 4 or 5 times during the match. And like we didn't even have the time to finish game 2. Opponent timed out. Got an exciting match of Magic ahead of us here, as we get to stare at our spells on the stack for minutes at a time. You have any good flavor text on these cards? Our glorious infection has taken hold. What about Blood Fountain? No flavor text on Blood Fountain. Kodoltha, Wellspring of Molten Metal, Temple of the Goblin Horde. Hey, our spell resolved. Okay, let's pass the turn back. And we're going to F6 during the opponent's turn. Yeah, Elesh Norn is sweet. Honorary Cenobite. Alright, so we have Deadly Dispute on the Wellspring. We get to hold up Galv Blast. Seems okay. We could just play Wellspring. I think we Deadly Dispute. Because we'll still have 3 artifacts. But will they allow my Deadly Dispute? We'll have to wait and see. Hey, resolved in record time. Let's just pass here. Could be interesting to play Crimson Fleet Commodore next turn if they don't play a creature, or if they do play one creature and we Galv Blast it. Being able to hold the Monarch for a couple turns could be pretty good. Is Force of Negation legal in Pauper? Oh wow, could you imagine? We do have Foil, which is not the same without Gush, but it is still legal. Chromatic Star. Mirror Enforcer. Please only have 1 Enforcer. Go to their end step. Okay. Bunch of artifacts. Let's kill Mirror Enforcer. Now we can play Crimson Fleet Commodore. Oh, Bleak Coven Vampires. Nice. Ah, that's the question. Do you have a foil? Does that card exist? Can't remember when Foil was printed, but I'm pretty sure it was after Urza's Saga. And I don't think that looking up the card in chat tells us what set it was released in. I have become the mighty monarch. Alright, so now we're going to concentrate on holding the Monarch and not dying. That last part is going to be the utmost importance, but not exactly easy against Affinity, so we'll see what happens. We'll have a slightly better matchup, games 2 and 3, where we get a bunch of Ancient Grudge. We also get 2 more copies of Fangren Marauder out of the side. We can play Pyroblast, but I don't think that's too good. Makeshift Munitions, that's interesting. But it's not a creature. Turn 4, so they've already played a land this turn. Are they going to play another 4/4? I guess I can just F6 here. Oh, they're going to use their treasure for a thought cast. Look for a 4/4. 4, 5, 6. They can't play a 4/4 now that they've done that. That's cool. Alright, so we're going to swing in for 5, and I think we just play Bleak Coven Vampires instead of Wellsprings. Let's just, like, get on the board, get a clock going, have blockers. This Blood Fountain is really, really good just for the ability to turn on Metalcraft. Like, I wouldn't be able to cast the Bleak Coven Vampires this turn if not for the Fountain. And we might be looking at using that Blood token rather soon. The foil one is 15 euros? Damn. When was Prophecy? That's not a set that sticks out in my mind. Ooh, 97. What block was that from? Because I'm pretty familiar with the stuff up until Urza Saga. And then the stuff that comes after Urza's Saga gets a little bit foggy. Oh, I remember that set now. Okay, that's the one with the diamond jutting out of it, or like the crystalline rock or whatever. Okay, I remember that set now. Oh no! They've killed our creatures! Oh, they had to sacrifice quite a bit in order to do that. Yeah, the crystals. Cool, cool, cool. We have the Blood Fountain to be able to return the creatures, but not enough mana to be able to cast them yet. I need to try and draw a removal spell. That's pretty nice. We can get rid of the Disciple of the Vault, keep the Monarch for a little longer. We're looking pretty good. But if they take the Monarch from us and we're not able to replay creatures, that's pretty bad. I guess we could, like, play a land, and then Blood Fountain back the Crimson Fleet, and we just take the Monarch back that way. Just another land here. Yeah, you can gain a life from that, no problem. Or, sorry, I lose a life from that, no problem. It's not a drain, it's just lose a life. Oh, Avatar of Woe! That card was amazing! I love Avatar of Woe. The other avatar is not as impressive. Boarding party. We do get a removal spell. Awesome. I think we keep the treasure tokens for now. I'm just going to play an untapped source. Edict you. So sweet. Keep the Monarch for another turn. All right. I guess we could treasure play Ichor Wellspring. Or we could keep it. We could keep the treasures in case we draw a cast down. Yeah, Bleak Coven. Okay. Well, these treasures could potentially give us a really strong turn next turn. How much mana do we have access to? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana next turn. Not enough for boarding party vampires, though. That costs 11 mana, which is a lot. But we could boarding party Blood Fountain. I'm expecting they've found an ATOG by now, right? Prophetic Prism. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 16, 17 with a Tog Fling. But no creature this turn, so we just get to keep the Monarch forever. Let's go for a boarding party here, see what we hit. Cast down is what we hit. Maybe that was the reason we were supposed to play Bleak Coven Vampires this turn. That sucks. Sometimes I forget. Boarding party can cascade into spells that we can't cast. It's embarrassing when it happens. Or maybe they have a Galvanic Blast for the boarding party here. I think we'll probably just play Drossforge Pass. Don't have enough mana, even with an untapped source, to Blood Fountain this turn. Kind of thought we were going to, though. Why did I think we were going to have enough mana to do that? 6, 7, 8, 9. So you do have the Galvanic Blast. We draw another bridge. Might be looking at using that blood token soon. Got a lot of lands in hand. Galvanic Blast us? Oh no! Now they just have a Tog Fling for the win? Their last two cards are a Tog Fling. We lose. Okay. Not yet. We haven't lost yet. We got a Chainer's Edict in the yard, so we can get rid of the Mirror Enforcer. We've had the Monarch the whole time. Opponent has drawn more cards than us. I get another land. Hey, thanks, Boosted Twitch. I thought it was appropriate, since we're playing a Vampire deck today. This is 5, 6, 7. So I think we play an untapped land, so we can use the blood token their turn, and we'll just Chainer's Edict their creature. Playing Bleak Coven Vampires might be good, just to be able to up our life total, because if they have Tog Fling, we're dead. They can just use the makeshift munitions here, do us a point. No, they don't bother to do us a point of damage. We got 7 cards in hand. We're going to have to discard the hand size. But opponent's down to 15 minutes on the clock, so if we go to a game 3, they could just get timed out. And it's not guaranteed. I mean, even though they've gone through half of their deck, they generally only play 2 flings max. Okay, so that's why they didn't sacrifice the Mirror Enforcer to makeshift munitions. They wanted to draw an extra card. See if we hit a Galvanic Blast here, or a Cast Down. Probably just going to discard a Bridge, whatever we draw. Wow. Okay, so with my Monarch trigger on the stack, they use makeshift munitions, and then don't let us draw a card for a minute. Nice. Ah, Disciple of the Vault. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Here comes Tog. Gave them too much time. Now we're dead. Oh, I should have sacrificed the blood token with Disciple on the vault. That was a with Disciple on the stack. It was a mistake on my part. See if we can find a cast down here. Galv Blast. Alright, so they're just going to fling now. I'm going to F6 and make them go through the entire rigmarole. They're already down to 13:20 on the clock. Oh my, they let that resolve. Okay. I mean, I guess they just don't need it, right? If they have Fling in hand, they already have enough artifacts on the board to be able to kill us. So they don't need to let that extra trigger go onto the stack every time, and this is just faster. Although if you auto-yield to the Disciple of the Vault, it's the same amount of time off your clock anyway. And I want to bring in Ancient Grudge. Not too interested in Krark-Clan Shaman. Blood Fountain's kind of meh. I guess Blood Fountain gets us some stuff for Fangren, and it allows us to bring Fangren back. So maybe we keep one of those. Let's see if we can get any of these Fangren Marauders to stick. I was taking a peek at another version of this deck. Actually, they were playing 3 Fangren Marauders main and 1 more on the side. Specifically because Affinity is so popular, they expected, you know, like their main deck Fangren Marauders to get a lot of work done. And generally, Fangren Marauder does do a lot of work in this deck. We got Deadly Dispute to sacrifice Wellspring, the Treasure from Dispute, the Blood Token and Fountain itself. Generally, we're able to get Fangren to gain quite a bit of life, even if we're not playing against Affinity. But if we are playing against Affinity, it's pretty hard for them to win with Fangren. Actually, just because of that, I'm wondering if I should be running, like, Suffocating Fumes? Because Suffocating Fumes can wipe several, what's name? Disciples off the board, and Disciple is how Affinity beats Fangren Marauder. And if we don't see any Disciples, we can actually cycle the Fumes. So we're going to try that instead of Krark-Clan as an answer to Disciple. Not a super exciting hand, but we got Cleansing Wildfire turn 2. Ichor Wellspring and Deadly Dispute is pretty exciting. Can potentially just like draw 3 on turn 4. Try and find something good to do turn 5. And Deadly Dispute does ramp us, sort of. Alright, so Death Star pretty much has to win this game if they're going to win the match. The way that they've been just letting their clock tick down this whole time, I don't think they're going to have enough time for Game 3. I don't even know if they're going to have enough time for this game, because they've already used half their clock. Pretty nice, though, to see Slagwoods Bridge in hand, having the green mana in a matchup where we actually need green. And if we can, like, Wildfire, Deadly Dispute, get the Fangren Marauder down early, that's pretty good. I wonder if they're going to be playing Ancient Grudge in this matchup. Because we do have a lot of artifact lands. Ancient Grudge could be pretty painful if I play the Vault of Whispers and they hit it. Maybe we'll just play Darksteel Citadel next turn. The path to action is forged in confidence. The path to ruin is forged in pain. Ooh, what's this one? The path to knowledge is forged in hunger. Well, I'm feeling kind of hungry. They're playing Grixis. They probably don't have any basics, right? So if we, like, hit their lands with Cleansing Wildfire, they would just lose their land. 2 mana Stone Rain, draw a card. Obviously, we don't hit their bridges. And I'm going to go get a Swamp here. Plenty of red mana. And we've already got a green source. Get a Swamp. Probably just go for another Wildfire. Probably go Wildfire Wellspring on our turn. Do I ever play Paper Magic? Not anymore. I played a lot of Paper Magic before the pandemic, but since then, I just haven't played any. I think I played actually one Pauper tournament before like the mass shutdowns really started. Just happened to mana symbol someone cast Disenchant on their indestructible land. Oh, that's genius. Love to hear about that. Alright, we're just gonna start with a Wildfire. Draw a card, see what we get, and then we'll probably Wellspring. We've already got a bunch of all of our sources. I think we're just gonna go get another mountain here. Resolves. Alright. Well, we've got a ton of mana. Turn 3, we've got 5 lands in play. Now we just need to draw some stuff. Morgan Corn tried for a while playing on the webcam, but finding opponents meant staying up in the middle of the night. Oh, that's unfortunate. Sometimes it can be difficult to find other players in your time zone. I know that for a lot of things, like being able to agree on a time slot to be able to do things is really difficult with other adults. Like putting together a group for Dungeons and Dragons, for example. There's a Blood Fountain. But what we really need here are action spells. So let's start with a Deadly Dispute on Wellspring. Draw 3 cards. Okay, we find Crimson Fleet Commodore, which is a card we can cast. And I guess we can cast the Blood Fountain, and then we don't discard a card to hand size. Dispute on Blood Fountain is pretty good. Dispute on Wellspring is amazing. Yeah, this combo, so good. All right, they got a Disciple of the Vault. There's a land, so they're going to be able to kill our Crimson Fleet Commodore, but they're not going to be able to take the Monarch. And that's going to cost them 2 artifacts. So, like, the star is no big deal. Losing the star is no problem. But losing the Prophetic Prism is not nothing. And these are artifacts that they're not going to have later for a Tog. But yeah, makeshift munitions is really important right now for Affinity because it means that they can kill a Fangren Marauder with 1 Galv Blast plus munitions. I should just be F6ing this. Why am I taking the time? Just gotta make sure we don't die this game. Suffocating Fumes? Alright, well that gets rid of Disciple. We can hold on to the Galvanic Blast. One, two, and then we'll still have 3 for Fumes. Can draw so many cards. We'll just have to discard a load. Alright, let's start with Wellspring, see what we draw. Ardent Elementalist. Interesting. Elementalist could get us back Cleansing Wildfire, but we don't have the mana to be able to cast it. As the learn lesson mechanic seen any play in Pauper was for a little while, but it's faded off again. You still see it a little bit in Mogwarts. Yeah, I think we still just want to go Suffocating Fumes. So I think I'm going to play a land and then just pass the turn, discard to hand size. Good Galv Blast. Well, there's just better options right now. I wanted to hold the Suffocating Fumes for a little bit, see if we could get another Disciple. Like, if they play another one here, that's pretty good for us. Get 2 for 1 with Fumes. But yeah, like, there was Jund PhD for a little while, which Snap Bolt was representing, which is pretty fun. But if you're going to play Jund at this point, there's just way better options. Like this one, for example. Well, we can't have that. No Disciple of the Vault getting in for damage for you. But if you like, you can shoot it at my face. Throw it at me with makeshift munitions. That's fine. Go to 17. But I am the Monarch, not you. Thoughtcast, sure. Come on, let's find that Fangren Marauder. Blood Fountain, sure. It's a pretty good one for them. One of the things they're really looking to do here is get more artifacts in place so they can kill us with a Tog Fling in one go. And we're just looking to draw Fangren. Still haven't found it. Alright, maybe off the top. Nope. Alright, boarding party it is. I don't want black mana. So I guess we would just play Mountain. Cascade into Cast Down. Come on. What did we even reveal? Fuck. I mean, That's some really bad boarding parties. Looks like they want to maybe Galv Blast the boarding party here. Yeah, maybe wait till it resolves. Yeah, I will sometimes rummage, for sure. It might have actually been a better idea to rummage there. We would have just hit Great Furnace, though, so it's not like we would have hit Fangren. Let's see here. We got a bunch of cards in hand. We're going to have to discard a hand size again. Wildfire. One thing though, like, if I can, I would prefer to keep this blood token on the board until we get a Fangren Marauder. Then we can gain 5 life with it. Pauper is commons only, that is correct. However, downgrades count, so if a card has ever been printed as a common, then it is in play, unless of course it's on the ban list. Alright, there's a Tog again, so we might just lose here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is 16, 17. Alright, so we can, while they have one of these things on the stack, we can cast down their ATOG and then it won't be able to do lethal. No Underworld cookbooks now. So this is pretty close to lethal. If they have Fling here, we're pretty toast. But we do have access to cast down and Galvanic Blast. So we might be able to trick them into missing this Fling. Because we can Galvanic Blast once with one trigger on the stack, and then cast down with another trigger on the stack, and that takes 4 power away from the Tog. Alright, F6. Hey, it worked! Alright, we're still alive for another turn. Still have the Monarch. Let's go. And if they play another Tog here, I was going to say we could just Ardent Elementalist. I think I'm going to start with Wildfire. See if we can draw the Fangren. Got 3 Fangrens in the deck, and we're halfway through. We've seen one, but we cascaded past it. I guess if we don't find it here, we can go for Boarding Party, attack for 12. Did I miss? How much mana do I have? I don't have, like, 11 mana, do I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I didn't miss. Thanks, Morgancorn. Opponent is just, like, sitting there with 3 minutes, 20 seconds left on their clock with my Wildfire on the stack. Okay. Yeah, we only got Swamps left. Another Elementalist. Damn it! Where's my Marauders? I guess I could Blood Token, try and get one more look at a Fangren. How much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have exactly enough mana to go for Fangren. Or we could Boarding Party. I guess like if we don't hit if we don't hit Fangren, we can still Boarding Party, go for Galvanic Blast. So I play Forest, I discard Citadel, and I look for Fangren. Fangren? Oh, come on. Alright. Boarding Party it is, I guess. Let me think here. I guess we could go for Ardent Elementalist, get cast down, and then maybe we don't die to bullshit. Yeah, I think this is the better play. If we draw Galvanic Blast here, we would have had what does Cast Down do? It can take 2 power off of a Tog. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 12. Okay, there's Disciple. Yeah, it's only one trigger, but I mean, it is one trigger. Cast down their Disciple. Scoop. No, they're going to kill our Elementalist with makeshift munitions, it looks like. And then we'll have Chainer's Edict for whatever. Sure. Not a problem. How's that ATOG mana? Fangren Marauder, let's go. Come on. I guess we party. Let's go Galv Blast. You bought him all the Marauders when you mulligan? I only bought him one from a earlier boarding party cascade. Alright, I think we got this. If the boarding party connects, we have Ardent Elementalist and Galv Blast. Nice. GG, opponent. You lose the match. Oh, who knows? They could time us out. Or sorry, they could time themselves out. They did mulligan pretty quickly. I mean, we're going to mulligan this hand as well. This hand is fine. It's great, actually. We have Ancient Grudge, Slagwoods Bridge. They're keeping, we'll keep. And let's see here. What do we want? I mean, let's order this how we want to keep this. We'll keep the cards we want to keep over here. I think I get rid of the Citadel. It's kind of close, though. I might have gotten rid of the Galv Blast, but I kind of like Ancient Grudge. Wildfire, nice draw. Oh, look at the opponent almost playing fast now. So cute. Look at you playing cards at a reasonable pace. There's Fangren. Ancient Grudge your land. Yep, you get to draw a bunch of cards. You have 1 minute left on your clock, though. Let's go get Mountain. We get a Wellspring. Let's play Wellspring. See if we can hit a land here. Nice. And we have Galv Blast up. Oops. Do not want F6. Let's hit 5 there. Cancel that. Mirror Enforcer, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so using Galvanic Blast on Mirror Enforcer isn't going to make any future Enforcers cost anymore, so we're just going to hold off, and maybe we can get a Disciple of the Vault or something with it. See if we can hit that land drop. We don't find land, but we do have another Grudge. So we could Grudge their land and Grudge their Enforcer. Come on, play that Atog so I can cast it down. Oh, you're gonna Galvanic Blast me. Why not, I guess. Another Mirror Enforcer. Start with a Wellspring, see if we can find a land here. We do, nice. Alright, Ancient Grudge, get rid of this. And then, do I hold up cast down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 12. Wow. They can actually do a lot of damage with a Tog right now. They only have 15 seconds. That's not enough. Not enough if I have a cast down for them to respond to. And we can also just Deadly Dispute the Ichor Wellspring if they don't have anything. Cast down. GG. Yes. Oh, we're going to keep this. We have turn 2 Wildfire. That's what we're about. Don't you duress me! Oh my god, they're playing my deck! I'm so happy! Oh, party costs so much. I forgot about that. I got my parties on release. Could Krark-Clan just get rid of their board? Doesn't seem very good. We'll have to get rid of this eventually with like a removal spell like Cast Down or something. This thing can grow so fast. But I think we just have to Wildfire here. I'm just wondering if I want to play Darksteel Citadel so I can potentially get maximum artifacts down. Yeah, I think we'll go Darksteel Citadel and grab a mountain. Bleak Coven Vampires, okay, not bad, not bad. So next turn, maybe we can play Krark-Clan Shaman, and then the turn after that, Bleak Coven Vampires. Bleak Coven will be pretty good at stabilizing. Thanks, Force of Will. Alright, they got the Village Rights for the Serrated Scorpion. And just, like a point on Black Sac. I tried Serrated Scorpion myself briefly. It's really good against burn, but it's really bad the rest of the time. So not a huge fan of Serrated Scorpion and Black Sac personally, but other people swear by it. Alright, so we could Ardent Elementalist, get back Cleansing Wildfire. I'm leaning towards Krark-Clan Shaman, Ichor Wellspring, tap land. Less than $100. Yeah, you'll have a hard time finding a Pauper deck that costs more than $100. Generally, those decks are going to be playing Lotus Petal. I ran into mono green with 4-0 and lost to it. So you're talking about like Stompy? Just take the damage here. Get a boarding party. So I think I'll oh man, I just want to play Bleak Coven Pass. Yeah, Stompy isn't something you see too often anymore. But if you don't respect it, it'll still run right over you. Alright, they got their second land. They have 7 cards in hand. We do have Krark-Clan Shaman in play, which can wipe their board. Okay. So let's see here. If we Krark-Clan for 2, we wipe their board and we lose our Bleak Coven Vampires. Our player sacrifices a creature, so it doesn't count when we sacrifice this. I think this is fine. They can't attack. Alright, so I think I tap my mana, and then I Krark for 2, and then I put Boarding Party into play. Alright, hold control. Krark. Sac Wellspring. Krark, Sac Citadel. Okay. Yep, they're going to kill the vampire, as expected. Get a wildfire. Sorry, a scorpion goes off. We party. And Galvblast their face. Oh, Galvblast only for 2. Alright, so this is their chance. They've got 7 cards in hand. They got at least 2 mana. Carrion Feeder is a pretty good one if they have Nested Shambler. There you go. I think we'll just probably party again here. They only have 1 blocker. We find Ardent Elementalist. Nice. We get a blocker, and we get to put a card back in hand. Alright, so we bring in Suffocating Fumes. We bring Krark-Clan Shaman. I think I'm actually tending towards bringing in 1 Fangren Marauder, so we were playing 2 as an extra way to gain life. We take out both the Crimson Fleet Commodores. We take out 1 Blood Fountain. I don't like bringing in Ancient Grudge here. Like, it potentially hits some of their lands. They generally play 4 copies of Vault of Whispers. Let's just see here. Nihil Spellbomb could be good against some versions, but if Oliver's playing Scorpion, they probably aren't playing Persistent Specimen. I think we're going to run like this. I'm pretty satisfied with this. One land, we're going to mulligan it. We need to have a pretty solid hand to be able to stand a chance against Black Sac. Like, it looked like we had the game well in hand last time, but that's because the opponent was stuck on one land for several turns. If they had been able to deploy their hand on time, I think we would have just got run over last game. I mean, Krark-Clan was definitely doing a lot of work to hold them back. Okay, yeah, we keep this. I kind of want to just keep my vampires. I don't want to sacrifice artifacts. But then again, Deadly Dispute, sacrifice Krark-Clan with its trigger on the stack is okay. Alright. Let's see if we can find Wildfire. Turn 1 Nested Shambler. Yeah, we'll play Mountain, so if we draw Wildfire, we can play it. Don't want to play the Krark-Clan Shaman yet. We'll play it later. But if they have... okay, it's just Perilous Mirror. I was going to say, like, if they have Carrion Feeder plus Mortician Beetle as their turn 2 play, that would just be so brutal. Okay, we get a Bridge. I think we just play Bridge Pass. Might have been a good idea to play Krark-Clan there. Nah, because then they can just play, like, I'm just thinking, like, if they put out Mortician Beetle, I'm going to want Krark-Clan to be able to take care of that before they can put down Carrion Feeder. Oh, they are playing Persistent Specimen. Awesome. Love that card. And the Beetle. Okay, so we're going to wipe their board on our turn. Another Bleak Coven Vampire. Unfortunately, we're going to have to, oh man. This is so awkward. We're going to have to get rid of the Slagwoods Bridge. But we have to do it now while they're tapped out before they get access to black mana and save their Mortician Beetle. Okay. Tap this for red. Krark-Clan Shaman. Hold control. Krark-Clan sacrifice this. With that on the stack, Deadly Dispute Krark-Clan. Oh, shit! Ah, I punt. I forgot Mortician Beetle survives now because I did that. Massive punt. Now I'm a land down and I have to worry about the Beetle for the rest of the game. That's brutal. Well, maybe they just have swamps in hand. Yep, bring Persistent Specimen back. Yeah, they're flooded out pretty hard here. So their first game they were screwed, their second game they're flooded. They should only have the Persistent Specimen in play though, that sucks. Now they got a bunch of big beetles. And if we play Vampire on our turn, we don't even get the life swing. Man. Yeah, we lose this one. Ooh, cast down. So we get rid of one of their beetles. And then we can play Fangren next turn. So how much damage are we taking? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. We go to 1. Ouch. Yep. I think you sack the specimen here before damage. It's an extra 2 damage. You probably sacrifice the mirror as well. Okay. And this should put us to 1, I believe. Oh, no. I miscalculated somewhere. We're actually just dead. Awesome. Good game. Is there any way we can improve this? I don't think we can improve this with our sideboard at all. I mean, we do potentially have Spellbomb, which stops the persistent specimen, but I don't think that's good enough. I think we're better off with what we have. That punt was pretty bad, though. Don't know if it, like, lost us the game, but this hand seems alright. We're missing artifacts. We're missing something to Wildfire, but we got a Cast Down. We got Suffocating Fumes. I should have played the Mountain first in case we draw a something we can Wildfire. Pretty bad target for Chainer's Edict, but it means our Suffocating Fumes will be that much better later. Friggin' Carrion Feeder, we're gonna have to kill that. Don't have to do it now, we can wait. Rotten Reunion! Damn! So the cool thing about that is that you can attack in with the zombie token and then sacrifice it to Carrion Feeder after damage. So you can sacrifice it here with the trigger on the stack. Just going to go ahead and cast down the Carrion Feeder. Village Rites makes sense. Oh, you're also sacrificing the zombie token, so that's probably pretty good for the beetle as well. Nice draw. That might have been one of the better draws on the deck right there. Do I get Forest here? I think I do. Attack for 1 with a squirrel, that's fine. You're going to unearth Nested Shambler. Playing Unearth in the list, okay. And Village Rites the Shambler, okay. It's pretty good. Hey, Handsome! Thank you so much for the resub. Cheers, bud. Thanks as always, friendo. Another Edict. Probably Ardent Elementalist. Get back the cast down. Be a friendo, subscribe-o to the channel. And if you'd like a free subscription, then please head on over to YouTube, where the subs are always free. I'm going to block the Serrated Scorpion here. It doesn't die to Suffocating Fumes. So let's get that trade going. Another Serrated Scorpion. Guy's a jerk. Okay, Deadly Dispute. We're down to 9. Opponent's got a little bit of reach. Yeah, got started a little bit early. Going to be running a little bit late. All part of the plan. Oh, this is so good for Suffocating Fumes. Just get to get rid of their entire hand. Or their entire board here. We got to do it during our turn, though. Because if we do it any later, Ecstatic Awakener can flip. Do that. Get rid of their stuff. Play a Blood Fountain. And we're probably going to Deadly Dispute the Blood token. Have we played a land this turn? Suffocating Fumes, Blood? No, we haven't. So I'm going to do it now. And still no land. We find Bleak Coven Vampires. Nice. Well, Perilous Mirror is putting me in danger. We got Bleak Coven. Gain 4 life. And do we Edict here? I don't mind Edicting. Means they won't be able to use their Perilous Mirror to kill the Bleak Coven Vampire with a what's the name? Carrion Feeder. We have 1 mana available. Do I, like, try and bluff anything or just F6 here? I think I F6. I'm way behind on time. But this is game 3, so yeah, 12 minutes is more than enough for game 3. We can get the extra little bit of value by bluffing a Galvanic Blast. Okay, nice. No attacks. No action. Play Wellspring. Deadly Dispute the Wellspring. Come on, Fangren! Give me Fangren! Krark-Clan. Not bad. It's coming for some damage. Okay, so they're going to trade here. We'll be able to get this creature back with Blood Fountain. Oh, right, I forgot. They have Rotten Reunion. So we're not going to be able to get the thing back. Oh, they're hitting us. Okay. I thought they were going to kill the Bleak Coven Vampire there. Tragic Slip. Okay, so yeah, that kills it. And they get the damage in. They'll probably just Rotten Reunion now. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe they put the Persistent Specimen back in. Oh my god, Reaping the Graves? Wow. That is so good for them. Oh my god, they get to refill their entire hand. Why am I not playing Reaping the Graves in this deck? Okay, well, Oliver definitely taught me something. I'm going to add Reaping the Graves to my Black Sac. Stop putting that in my face! Seems pretty good. Alright, so that is like 6 damage just right there. Wow. Alright, so I can kill all their stuff. I take 6. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12. So as long as I keep Metalcraft, I can put Bleak Coven down. So good. That was crazy. Back up to 7. Alright, we're still in this. The Perilous Murs are putting us in peril again. Nothing to really gain life out of the yard. We don't really have access to Weather the Storm, unfortunately. Although Weather the Storm's looking pretty good right now. Edict you, we go to 5. Sure, they just put this to the face. Yeah. Attack for 10. They're going to block and kill Boarding Party, it looks like. Or maybe they just block Boarding Party, do damage to us. Where's this going? If it goes to Boarding Party, we'll Deadly Dispute. Finally! If we can survive 1 turn, I think we win this game. Because then we have the 3 treasure tokens to sacrifice, gain 15. Just need to survive this turn. It's pretty good. That's really good. Fortunately, we have the cast down. Oh, triple cast down. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fangren Marauder. And I don't know if any of you are here for this, but I've played on the opposite side of this matchup against one of the trophy leaders, and they had a Fangren Marauder game 1 that just crushed me. HNDK, hello. Always yes, always yield. Cast down Mortician Beetle. Okay. Do I attack with Bleak Coven Vampires? I mean, they just block Sac, right? Like, why even bother? We'll just pass the turn. I mean, the life was guaranteed. Oliver was just saying they okayed by accident. I'm just wondering what they could have had. So yeah, they're gonna Rotten Reunion here. That's fine. Albanki, hello. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, this has been a really exciting game. I mean, the match itself has been pretty exciting, but this game in particular... Oh, they got Geth's Verdicts. So they can get rid of my Fangren Marauder, huh? I mean, the first one is fine. We'll let that resolve. It's any further verdicts that are a problem. Just wondering how I'm supposed to block here. I think I blocked the Nested Shambler. I mean, if they have anything good, they're going to be able to kill the Fangren regardless, but we fortunately have the treasure tokens to gain 10 life. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and block this so we make sure that it's off the table. They okayed instead of Sac to Feeder. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, thanks, Scraggy. They could have had an extra power toughness on that. Yep. Sure, we'll take 2. Nothing's gonna go anyways. Sacrifice Cooper the Red at end of combat. Oh no! Oh no! I've been sacrificed, chat. Fortunately, it's gonna fizzle. Cast down Carrion Feeder. Get out of here. Village Rites? Sure. Deadly Dispute gets us another treasure. That's awesome. Play Elementalist. What do we get back here? Suffocating Fumes. Attack in for 5. Because we got to win the game. We only got 5 minutes left. And do I Deadly Dispute a land here? I think I do. Oh, Krark-Clan Shaman. Cool. Bleak Coven Vampires. I think I'm going to hold up Suffocating Fumes here instead of playing my Krark-Clan into potential removal. I think we got this locked up, though. Was so scared when they cast that Reaping the Graves. Oh, nice one. That's not a card I use either. It is a card that I have used in the past. Oh, nice. Yep, all good. And a Serrated Scorpion. Just gonna F6 here. I don't have too much time on my clock. Oh, super grindy. Yeah, the grind that this deck has access to is very surprising. Gonna have to start playing much faster now. Yeah, Beetle got downgraded. Alright, got a nice comfortable life total now. They can block that, sack that, sure. Static Awakener is pretty nice. If they try and flip it, though, we have Suffocating Fumes. Galvanic Blast is a finisher, or we can get rid of a Lampad. I mean, that's absolutely their right. I've played a fairly slow match up until now. So if I lose because of timeout, then that's totally legit for them. They have one card left in hand. I think I'm just going to play Krark-Clan Pass. Trader's Edict you. Oh, yeah, bring in Persistent Specimen to sacrifice to that. Well, how about I go ahead and Krark-Clan for 2? Do you know if Mono Black Control still performs well? Nope. Mono Black Control is a really fun deck, but yeah, it doesn't perform very well, unfortunately. I guess we could have just Galvanic Blast the Lampad. Doesn't really matter. At this point, like I have 2.5 minutes on the clock, so I'm trying to play fairly quickly. Could absolutely start making mistakes. We're not going to die to our life total, we're going to die to the clock. If we end up losing this game. But it's looking pretty solid from here. Do we have any more... just looking to see if we have any more sacrifice effects. That doesn't block. Doesn't look like we have any more in the graveyard here. That doesn't block. Persistent Specimen doesn't block because it comes into play tapped. Another Marauder. Cool. Juka Wall. Give me a minute and we'll open that chest for you, friend. Solitude or Ragavan. Let's go. Yeah, guess Verdict. Sure. You have put as many things onto the stack as you can, but it wasn't enough. I don't like putting aggressive GGs into the chat. Oh, thank you for doing it first. This hand is pretty bad. So, we've only got 2 lands. Everything... We can't cast anything in our hand except... Like, no, we just can't cast anything. The cast down, we have potentially mana. We have 2 mana, but we don't have black mana. This hand seems bad. I'm going to mulligan. This hand seems great. We're going to keep. We just got to figure out what we're going to get rid of. Without knowing what the opponent's on, I don't know if I'm supposed to keep Fangren Marauder, but we do have the shuffle with Wildfire, so even if I put it on the bottom, it's not on the bottom forever. Alright. Nettle Sentinel. Weren't we talking about Stompy earlier? This could be Stompy. Explosives at 19 ticks. Nice. Bleak Coven Vampire. So we're just going to play Drossforge Bridge pass. We'll probably hold up Cast Down, but we might Wildfire to start. We'll see what happens. But Stompy is going to be able to take advantage of our slow start regardless. Well, F6. Any lands? Got a Quirion Ranger. Quirion Ranger is a good one. It's going to allow them to replay the forest over and over. If they have another 1-mana play, this is pretty bad. Really wish we'd had the play here. I think we probably cast down the Quirion Ranger. Another cast down? Oh, that's nice. We're going to be taking some damage here. We'll be able to clear up the board after a couple turns. I'm going to play the Great Furnace and then cast down Quirion Ranger. Doing this to try and cut down on their mana. If they don't draw land here, they're stuck at 1. And they do have some pretty good stuff at 2 and 3. Okay, it looks like they might be stuck on lands here. Okay, nice. And a mountain. So we can hold up Cast Down for their Nettle Sentinel. But they could have Vines of Astwood. I think we just go for Cleansing Wildfire here. And I'll hold up the red mana in case I get Galvanic Blast off the top. Probably want a swamp here. Get a boarding party instead. All right. Next turn, we get to play Bleak Coven Vampires. Oh, nice. They don't even get to untap the Sentinel. Oh, they found land. Boo! Boo! Under pressure. Shouldn't be taking up my my clock here. Burning Tree Emissary. This one's going to be tough to come back from. Taking a bunch of damage this turn. Oh my god, another Burning Tree Emissary. Good thing we killed that Quirion Ranger. And they just have nothing more to play. I mean, that's enough. think we have to go Bleak Coven here. Bleak Coven, and then Boarding Party, just so we have blockers. This buys us a little bit of time. Can block some Burning Tree Emissaries with the Bleak Coven Vampire. They have 3 cards in hand and 2 mana. Alright, so they're going for Savage Swipe. Oh, that... Oh. Fortunately, it is a fight, so we do manage to kill the Burning Tree Emissary anyway. But we lose our Vampire, and we're just going to take 8. Really need to Boarding Party into a Vampire here. Boarding Party into a Vampire is what we need. We hit it. Okay, we're still in it. Back up to 10, 2 blockers. Both creatures can block Pit Skulk. Pit Skulk can be a hard creature to block, but we got 6 power, so we can do it. I think you're just alpha? Yeah. Take 4, 5, 6. If they have Vines of Vastwood, this is a bad block. And this way we survive Vines of Vastwood. Alright, like that. We might actually still die to Vines of Vastwood here. Yeah, because the trample... Yeah, it doesn't matter. We were dead regardless. There was no way for us to... Oh no, they're going to save this, and we take 5, go to 5. Okay. Maybe we can... Oh, we get another Vampire just off the top. Do we play Vampire or Boarding Party? We probably have to play Vampire again. Just to get the life swing going. We've gained like 12 life this game. Yep. No land, okay. Yep, definitely block. I'm in for the trade. Yep. Still alive. Do you put Rancor down? I think you just... Oh no, Volt Scourge. Okay. Yep. Untap land means we can... Okay. Crimson Fleet Commodore. I think we're just going to Boarding Party. See if we can hit removal spell. We do. Get rid of this Volt Scourge. Now, if we attack, they have to block. I think we attack. Sure. That seems great to me. I will absolutely trade 2 for 1 here. It's actually 3 for 1. Because the Boarding Party killed their Volt Scourge as well, with a Cascaded Galvanic Blast. Alright, we might have turned the corner. We get the Monarch, we get to hold up Cast Down. Got a Chainer's Edict to remove another creature. Seems good. Oh yeah, this is the best. Now we just have to crash in for 5. They don't have anything with haste. And then we'll pass turn. See what we get with the Monarch. Not a Galv Blast. But I think opponent should be conceding the game here. So lucky! Bleak Coven Vampires gained 12 life, chat. Kept us in the game. Alright, we bring in Krark-Clan, we bring in Suffocating Fumes. We could bring in Serene Heart. Ancient Grudge kills Volt Scourge. I actually like bringing in another Fangren. Play 2 Fangrens. Take out Crimson Fleet Commodore. And 1 more card. Probably a Blood Fountain. Shrek was definitely nice there, but I don't like Shrek in this matchup. Because they have access to Volt Scourge and Ledgewalker and just more creatures than us, they're going to be able to take the Monarch almost guaranteed. But in that one instance, it was pretty sweet. Because we had already cleared up the board. Yeah, I definitely gotta say those vampires have been growing on me quite a bit. Bleak Coven Vampires. The first time I played them, I wasn't too impressed. But subsequently, they've just been, like, incredible. Yeah, we'll keep this. Opponent mulliganing to 5 already. Let's see, how low will you go? I wonder if they're playing, Bayou Groff. And I wonder if they're playing Young Wolf. I guess we could... No, we can't kill that. We gotta play tap land. Don't have... Oh, we do have Mountain now. So we could hold up Galvanic Blast and kill the Sentinel if they play a Rancor. Yeah, they probably side out Groff, you're right. If they have it. I don't know if the deck even plays it anymore. We're going to try and get maximum value here. Opponent mulligan pretty heavily. Let's see if we can get a 2-for-1. No 2-for-1. We're just going to take the damage. Pit Skulk. That is a card I would like to kill. Not F6'd. Get a Vines out of your hand? Yep, okay. Taken to... What do you got left? What's your leftover? A River Boa. Nice. That has Regenerate. Play a Wellspring, play a Bridge. Well, let's see what we draw first. I don't think I would want to play anything besides the Bridge this turn, though. And then next turn we can play Bridge Krark-Clan Shaman and overload the Regenerate on Boa. Just gotta hope they don't have a... I mean, if they had a Elephant Guide, they would have played a pre-combat. We were tapped out. No cards in hand. This looks like a great opportunity to overload, regenerate, and just kill their board. So we need 3 triggers, which basically costs everything I have as well. But we get to redraw with the Wellsprings, so we'll find more lands. Alright, hold control. Krark-Clan Shaman, sacrifice Wellspring. Krark-Clan Shaman, sacrifice Wellspring. Let's see if they regenerate. Yep. Krark-Clan Shaman, sacrifice Drossforge. Now we got 2 draws here, so we could draw land. I'm not going to F6. Oh, they actually spend the extra mana? Sure. I don't... Yeah, okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. 2 regeneration shields. 1 regeneration shield. We got 2 damage left coming in, so we're going to be able to kill their River Boa here. And we get the land off the top on the last draw. Awesome. Now, nothing to hit with wild... Oh my god, what a draw. God draw there. One of the best possible cards off the top. I think I'm going to go get Forest, actually. Alright, pass back. We don't have enough artifacts currently for Bleak Coven. But we can Ardent Elementalist something back, maybe. Okay, getting there. And what do we get back? I think we just get Galvanic Blast. Cast down. Let's take the cast down. Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. Come at me, I am here. Another Wildfire. We just have 6 mana, though. Wondering if I'm just supposed to boarding party. Okay, I like that one. So now we have artifacts enough for Bleak Coven Vampire. And we get a land drop. Sweet! And we have cast down back up. Okay. So we have a block for their Nest Invader, and if they try any funny stuff, we have cast down response. Trade. 100% easy trade. And then if they try to Hunger the Howlpack, the Skulk. Okay, just another Nest Invader. No problem. They have 1 card left in hand. I think I'm going to just leave it as is. Oh no, I should have cast Deadly Dispute, actually. That's fine. Just kind of hold for a little while here. We have the card advantage. Just have way more cards in our hand than the opponent does, so we can take our time. We have answers to the things they're trying to do. As long as we don't get a little bit overconfident, this should be easy. Oh, the Galv Blast. Go for the Galv Blast. Get him. Get some lands out of the deck, draw some cards. Bleak Coven Vampire, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we get to hold up cast down. And opponent scoops him up. 4-1 with mostly Rakdos, friends. Excellent. That's a great start. All right, so we played mostly Rakdos again today and had a pretty good time of it. We were trying the Blood Fountain in place of the Bonder's Ornament, and, you know, I wasn't a huge fan, to be honest, in these leagues. It definitely had some value, being able to return our creatures, being able to get Metalcraft early, but I'm just not sure that it's good enough to replace Bonder's Ornament, which ramps us, also puts us towards Metalcraft, and allows us to draw cards as well. So, like, Bonder's Ornament is doing basically everything the Blood Fountain is doing. I think that I would probably go back to Bonder's Ornament in this list. The big difference is if you're playing more Fangren Marauders. If you've got, like, 3 Fangren Marauders in your main deck, then Blood Fountain giving you the blood token to sacrifice to gain the life with a Marauder is pretty sweet. Yeah, otherwise, like, I had a super great time with this deck. Highly would recommend it if you're interested in a mid-range Pauper strategy. If you want something that has game against Affinity and the Fairy decks, this could be the fit for you.